Alright, I'm just gonna show you guys the garden I've been working on for a little while. And of course we're doing this the back to Eden method with the wood chip layering. It's been doing just fine. I'll explain that more in some other videos. If anybody knows anything about the back to Eden gardening, you can see these chips are just a little bit too big, but it's just the way they were brought in from the tree service, which they didn't do a very good job. They just were excited to hear someone wanted some chips in their area, so they just hurried it up and came by and dumped it. But I'll talk more about that in some other video. I just want to get right to the garden. First and foremost, I'm going to start off right over here with some spring mix right over here. And I know we should have thinned them out, but we got a few things out here we haven't thinned out. I'm just doing just fine. It gives us more smaller, tender leaves. A lot of almost like baby leaves, and actually full grown, so it's good like that. But this will be a spring mix, I believe. I'm not quite too sure, but these will thin themselves out eventually. And I don't remember. I think that's some cilantro right there. It's not doing too good this year. I'm not quite too sure. There's some kale there. Kale, that right there is actually. You know what? I'm not even quite too sure what that is. Well, we'll see what pops out of that. That's a pepper there. I think these are Weddle peppers. And I think that's some other peppers. I think this might be possibly habanero, but we'll see. This, of course, is the beautiful basil. It's doing just fine out here. It's getting some nice sun right now. It's usually under some good shade. It's got a couple of munchies run through here, but it's okay. We'll just clip those off and let the ground absorb it, give it back its nutrients. See here, it's got a little bug damage, but it's not a big deal. We'll just chop these off, snip them up while they're on the floor, keep them away from here. And they'll be just fine. This plant's doing just fine. It's having no real major problems or anything like that. So just trim off the yellow leaves, the weak leaves. You'll know which ones they are. So these are all nice right here. Just chop off a little bit more in here. So the ones gives the nutrients right back in the soil anyway. And it's good. We'll use these up. We'll use all these up, most definitely. So you got a little bit. So we got something there. Some clear stuff there. But overall, this is actually just fine. It's delicious, flavorful, full of flavor, and we'll be here for quite a while. And there is another planting of these right over here, and I'll show you what's going on with that as opposed to this. So we got some collards, of course, non-thin collards. We got some more greens there. I think we got leeks right here. Leeks of some sort. We got mustard greens. Of course, you can see mustard greens growing on the fields. They're brought in by the Spanish. And it's not bad. Got a nice little spice to it. Nice little kick. So let's move on. We got ourselves a grape here, grapevine. Of course, you can see this is doing not too bad. Could do better, but I think it'll do just fine. Just trim off little dead edges. Get that off there. Just make it look as clean as possible. Keep most of the green if you can. Keep the photosynthesis going. Take off the dried up parts, so the energy can go right to the greens. So let's see what we got. I think this one was brought in as well. Thompson seedless grape, Vitis vinifera, Thompson seedless, Visalia, California grown. So we got a Thompson seedless. And we'll see how that goes. I'll try to get this to seed out somehow. There's got to be a way. It was born somehow. Alright, so we got some potatoes. We got potato going on here. Been here for a little while. I'm not even quite too sure which one it is. But threw the red, gold, and brown potatoes here, and we harvested them. I think we left a couple because this has been growing out. We didn't put nothing back. These two have been popping out, so we'll definitely have some potatoes later on. We'll definitely be checking those out. So this right here has been here for a while, and we'll see. It still ain't died back too much. Not too much going on. A little thin, but it's just the way that went. Here we got Swiss chard. We ran into bolting. You know, I think it's got some pollen in it too as well. So we're gonna see about this seeding out. And as you can see, there's some of the leaves there. And we'll see what happens. We'll just most likely collect a few, probably let most of them drop out, give us a nice good batch of some chard, and we'll definitely be consuming those up. Okay, so I want to just show you that basil I was talking about that was out here. This gets way more sun than that basil over there, and this is what happens when you get too much sun on your herbs and spices. I totally recommend just growing, at least in our area here in California, is to grow your herbs and spices in the shade at all times. Try to get the most shade as possible. They will absolutely grow in the shade. I have no problem with that. They'll grow to their full potential and everything, but when they just have too much sun, too much heat, they either start bolting or they just do not do anything. They just get like this. They wither out, they thin out, do nothing. Give you literally, look at me, just like, look at this, look at the difference compared to that over there. You can see it behind that, but you'll see. So moving on, let's move on to this corn because it's gonna be a whole row that way, and so it should be all the same. These were brought in by a cousin of ours. I mean, this right here, this little set right here was in one pot, and it was all right, you know, right in a row, as close as possible. So I just put that there. As for the rest of them, I separated them all. They were all in bad condition, absolutely bad condition, and I separated them all, and they all turned out, you know, as best as they could. And so, you know, what can you do when you just gotta work with what you got? And so now we're gonna work with what we got, and whatever fruits out, we'll definitely use it up. I mean, these are gonna be really small, but they'll be excellent in salads, soups, you know, anything like that. So we're gonna saute them with some other vegetables. That'd be good. So, and that's all the way down that line, and you'll be seeing them pop up here and there. And we explained maybe a little bit fatter ones of the corn. The bigger ones over there. So let's start on the tomatoes here. Right here, looks. I know it's right next to the potato here, but that's just what happened here. So, and I think this is going to be doing just fine. This will be a little later season, which is going to be no problem. We're going to have tomatoes, pretty good amount of tomatoes this year, but we'll definitely use it all up. We just this is big beef as well, pretty sure. Grew a little funky. Now it just didn't really hold up too much, but it should produce a little something. Alright, next right here we gotta, let me just do this real quick because this is the only one we got here. This is actually a tomatillo. Hopefully it didn't get cross-pollinated, but it should be just fine. I'm sure it pollinated itself. A lot of fruit already. Got a few in each branch. About 4 or 5 each branch. And there's going to be plenty of more. There's a lot more flowering going on. And I've seen the bees earlier doing their rounds, so we're definitely going to have a lot of bees to make some sauces and some, salsas as well. So we got a big beef right here. Well, another big beef. This right here. This is nothing going on too much on here. Maybe a little something there, but oh, there. Look at that. What we got. See the guy flying around there? He's pollinating. So we got a couple of nodes here going on, but not too much happening. Okay, we got some Swiss chard here, some rainbow chard. Just a few popped out. It's alright. We just clipped off a couple of these earlier, and these will be doing pretty good. Still be having. Should still be having some popping out. So we got pineapple there. It's got some green still popping out. So we're just gonna leave that there. Let it do its thing. So we got some windy out here. So we got some more big beef. This whole line here. Look, I guess we got a couple tomatoes here. Right there, them two. Pretty good. So we're definitely gonna have some production on this line here. There's about 4 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 of them. So we got 4 big beefs right here. And I think these are beef steak on this one right here, in which they should be some fruits, I think, on this one. I'm not quite too sure yet. I don't think I've seen them yet, but we'll see. Right over here, same thing. Oh, here we go. Right over here. Oh, right here. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. These guys, another twin set. See that? There we go. It's nice and plump. On their way to ripeness. To be delicious.